Dog the things me comfy, dog the things, you hear? Dog the things me comfy, dog the things, you hear me? Dog the things me comfy, dog the things. Me no business, me no care if them screw face, whoa. Dog the things me comfy, dog the things, you hear me? Dog the things me comfy, dog the things, whoa. Dog the things me comfy, dog the things. Me no business, me no care if them no worry.
New national anthem of Guyana PPP.
Guyana is not like before. They take we our freedom. Now we can't even talk for we rights. Them send them police all fi kill we. Them sacrificing we picnic. It's all because of the PPP. Got this land in misery. This land of Guyana that control by crooks. They live in some big mansion and whole big high office. Them call themselves a rebel, but then got the people life miserable. These white collar crooks from the PPP, them and too damn sticky.
Well, as you guys just know heard what's going on there, man. Definitely the new anthem. You understand? You guys know how it is wrong here, man. So shout out to everybody that definitely checking in on the ones and threes. Now we see whereby Mell come out, and it look like Mell and the government got it up. She got the government and the Guyana police force. All right, big plans. All right, let me jump into what Mell got to say about the government and the police force. Let's get this. This look juicy and spicy.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So, we all saw the back and forth between Priya and critics, the attempted beef that is the beef that they supposedly get. Now, don't be fooled. Critics and the PP had no falling out, right? They don't care. The PP really don't care about critics cursing out Priya Manichan. She's one of those ministers that are not going back. She's not going to be on the list for this upcoming election. She's one of those ministers that will be replaced. She foreign affairs minister, the one Todd, all them waste one that don't do that, don't do nothing. Vinya, who else at Edgil, Indar might go back as he's a criminal, and the people love criminals, and he just cover up a lot of things for Irfan, so Irfan might push you to go back. He and 15 oil and gas company. Anyways, don't be fooled. So let me tell you what is happening. Suddenly, they are about to open up back the paper shards murder investigation. And guess who is a sudden witness in that paper shards investigation? Mikhail Rodriguez, the Guyanese critics, Big Ball, Sour, whatever y'all is refer to, whatever y'all is call it. He now is suddenly a witness in this murder case. So according to my sources, right, the guy said he's not absolutely sure where they're heading with this investigation, but they know the end game is to have Azadeen Mohamed locked up and remanded to prison so that he's not able to campaign for the rest of the election season. So they plan on locking him up, right? They're going to put him in front of a magistrate that obviously is PPP, that is obviously corrupt and everything. Then that they will have that magistrate remand him until after September 1st so that he's not able to campaign for the remainder of the election season. Here's what I want to know. Remember when this whole Paper Shorts murder happened, right? And Critics was one of the first person who came out on his program and said, oh my God, Azadeen Mohamed will never do something like that. He would never be involved in something like that. He would never do it. He was one of those persons who represented his friend at the time. He came out here and said that, it wasn't him. They had an entire press conference with all the top cops. Well, I should say top criminals, because they are criminals. Mitchell Caesar, Bladum, Hickins, all of them had this press conference, and they held the press conference after, mind you, after one of their cops came out and said that Azadeen Mohamed was a suspect and they were looking into him and all of that. They came out and said no, Azadeen Mohamed was never ever a suspect in this murder case. He was never a suspect. They were never looking at him. That is a lie. They drag this man to court, right? They carry this man to court, charge him for cyber crimes, for defamation of character, for how much ever charges the pile up, and they charge this man for simply coming out and say that Azadeen Mohamed was a suspect. Not only did they charge him, he was on administrative leave or half pay. They were giving him half pay, and I'm sure that he haven't gotten back his job to this date, right? These same top cops came out and said these things and did all these things. I'm confused as to how the government of Guyana, how Jack Dio and the Guyana police force plan on twitching or switching this story now, because it doesn't make sense. I'm hearing that Critics is now the main witness, and he is now supposed to give evidence that apparently he's now about to give video evidence that he's scared for his life, and based on with Azadeen Mohamed's father threatening him, he now wants to talk everything he know about them, and he's apparently supposed to say on video camera, video evidence, supposed to be giving video evidence that Azadeen Mohamed would have confided in him that he had something to do with Paper Shorts murder.
This shit getting sticky, gang. You understand? This getting sticky. For the election, they're trying all they could do to get rid of this man now.
Like, I'm confused, because like this is the best that this is the best that the people could come up with at this point. But you listen, it's desperation time. I am telling you, the PPP will not come out of power without a fight. That is why my source in the PPP keeps saying, the man keeps saying, girl, these people got something planned and something up the sleeve, because they are very confident that they're going to jail Azadeen Mohamed, and they are very confident that they are going to win this election. So it's either the plan on rigging the election, they get plans. Jagdio ain't gonna give up without a fight. So that's the plan. This is the plan right now. So we're gonna sit back and we're gonna watch, and we're going to see how they plan on pulling this off, because I'm confused as to how they plan on pulling this off after y'all top cops, those criminals I got at the top there, the one that Hickins could pass the age of retirement and is still the commissioner of police. They knew why they left Hickins there. They left Hickins. They know why they just left Caesar Mitchell there. This dead criminal. They know why they just left Bladum and all of them there, because they are the PPP puppets, and they have to do what this government tell them to do, right? So I just want to see how they're spinning this. Azadeen Mohamed, and they are very confident that they are going to win this election. So it's either the plan on rigging the election, they get plans. Jagdio ain't gonna give up without a fight. So that's the plan. This is the plan right now. So we're going to sit back and we're going to watch and we're going to see how they plan on pulling this off. Because I'm confused as to how they plan on pulling this off after y'all top cops, those criminals y'all get at the top there, the one that Hickens could pass the age of retirement and is still the commissioner of police. They knew why they left Hickens there. They left Hickens. They know why they just left Caesar Mitchell there. This dead criminal. They know why they just left Bladum and all of them there. Because they are the PPP puppets and they have to do what this government tell them to do. Right? So I just want to see how they're spinning this. After y'all just chastise a man for coming out publicly and saying that man was there, so down with Nigel Hughes as his lawyer, and y'all had the whole police press conference, the whole top base of the police. Everybody was present at that press conference, that police press conference, with the exception of the only top cop that probably wasn't there was Mark Bean. But everybody else was there saying that no, Azadin Mohamed was never a suspect. No, there was nothing, no evidence or anything that linked this man to this case. And y'all literally lock up one of y'all own police officers for saying that he was connected. So the man had to face cyberbullying charge, he had to face defamation of character, like all kind of thing. So suddenly critics who was on this internet on video saying that this man was never a suspect and his friend would never do something like that and this and done. Suddenly critics is your main witness in this case. Like, make it make sense. Well, listen, like I said, this is desperation. Desperate time calls for desperate measures. So don't believe the hype, but critics and the people you follow. Them people ain't care about Priyo. Priyo ain't going back there as minister. The permanent secretary of the ministry that she the other at, that's the person that's going on. So don't worry, all them will coming out here and trying. Priyo, them ain't care about you. Them ain't putting you back there. Don't believe the hype, Priyo. You're not going back there. You're one of those ministers that Jack you don't plan on putting back. Say it's a waste. So don't worry, all them coming out to defend Priyo, like if they care about critics bullying Priyo and all of that. Critics could cuss up all the minister once, like, you know, like especially the ones that they don't really have no respect or care about too much, or they don't plan on putting back into, you know, putting back on the list. Priyo is one of those ministers. So don't believe the hype. It's a distraction for what they're planning. So these people don't get a whole plan. They don't get the magistrate in place. They don't plan that they're going to remand Azadin Mohamed until after the election so that he stop going and campaigning in their supposedly stronghold, Region 1 and Region 2 and Region 3 and Region 6, where is their stronghold. They realize, listen, they see the numbers. They can't fool nobody. You see them 10-day workers and then people just got drive from town for carry to Linden and Borbis and so when they going and get meeting, it's not gonna work. The optics, it makes sense. You understand? So they see the numbers. They see how people come out in those villages for T. Mohamed, and they are scared. They are running scared. Jack Joe is losing his mind. So now they're thinking of a master plan, and this is the master plan. And I guess Guyanese dumb and stupid. So this is supposed to work, or this is supposedly to work. Like, how are y'all even? How, like, I'm confused. How stupid could the people be stupid, or how stupid does the people think the people of Guyana? Like. Jack, when you say Guyana full of stupid people, like you really believe in your head up there that we stupid like that, and y'all could just pull off something like this, and we ain't gonna see right through it. But I'm just saying, that's the plan. So let's sit back, let's watch and see how this unfolds, and I don't know who come up with the plan. I hope it's not critics you are listening to, because this has got to be the dumbest thing ever. Y'all are on record. Your officers are on record. Your top officers, your commissioner of police, your acting commissioners of police are on record to file how much cases to prove or just to say that this man was not involved in that murder. So they're coming back now on camera, on video, to reopen this investigation to say that everything they said was a lie. So well, we know they're liars and criminals, but this way your top officers coming back to say. This is what this government coming back to say after they said that he was never a suspect. This is what the president backpedaling now. Listen, I can't wait to watch this shit show to see how this is going to go down.
Yo, well, 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 well. Big up to Melly Mell. I want to big up to Melly Mell, no joke. Oh, shucks, by girl. Well, I telling you, if I didn't spot this, I might would have spotted a little late. But you guys hear what's going on. So, this is the plan with the government come up with in order, you understand, forget Mohamed out of the picture of the election. As you hear what Melly Mell say. Now, no, Melly Mell is get a credible source, you know, there's one thing. I don't care. They got people with the in the force and the pressure. Them don't like doing what they're doing, and that's why them is leak out certain things that Melly Mell could get information. Because they don't know if they talk, they're going to lose the job, then forget the job, it's going to be this and that. So, them do got people with the in. I telling you, this is very sticky. Hello, good morning.
You know, I mean, it's a very, very.
Hi, good morning. God bless you in many ways and forms.
Yes, yes.
Thank you to bringing this topic. It's a very serious topic, and I want to tell Westinian spirits don't believe in it. This the most getting hours, but it now, back in my days, they know but a child suffering from depression. They know but a child suffering from silence because I went through it. You said you never thought about killing yourself? I used to kill myself often. I used to tell them every minute I'm dead. Every minute I'm dead because of the treatment. Every girl said the only body they love her was her father. Parents don't know what the child is going through. If a child goes down something, go away, go play. Some old people, they didn't have the knowledge to know about those things. And I'm glad, as a Chinese, you put it on the platform because some of them is still like that. And two, you're talking about parents and children. When you have children, and one is showing more affection than the other, not say you don't like the children, no, but they can't want out to the bunch that show you more affection. Who you got?
Yeah,
Me
go
got
ahead.
no fun. Me got no phone is you in background. I ain't got no phone.
No,
Yeah. When one is showing you, don't call it love, let me call it appreciation. And the other one love you, and the other one is bitter. See? What will you do? What will you say in that comparison? I want you to think about it before you answer. You got five children. One out of the five can come tell me, Daddy, I love you. So, Daddy, no one go through today. It's to. If your head hot, it's hot that one. What would you do? Thank you for bringing up that awareness.
definitely, man. Thanks a lot, you know? It is what it is at the end of the day. Yeah, but we paused the topic there now. We're speaking about the whole You know, big up everybody upon that topic still, but you know, it is at the end of the day. But this here, what we just know here, Melly Mell, is crazy. At the end of the day, is very, very crazy. You understand? Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Fire. It's me again.
Yes, yes.
I don't know if you had known of the story with Alexei Navalny from Russia, Putin's predecessor, the one that died in prison. Ghana is pulling off this kind of dictatorship, miss.
Okay.
So Putin normally do. When he know anybody want to run against him and know that that person gonna win, throw them in jail. Do this, do that. Bharat Jagdeo learned from Chedi Jagan and Janet Jagan.
Okay.
Understand? Bharat Jagdeo got more brains than so many persons in the political party in Guyana. He's an old con artist, that man. This election already rigged.
I know
And the
that.
thing is, you don't hear the opposition, they're coming out and they're talking out and they're fighting against this man the way that they ought to. This man should have never, ever, ever, this man, Bharat Jagdeo, will have his visa revoked. The US government should have never, ever be back in politics. Man is a thief, he's a crook, he's a murderer. And I ain't saying it with allegedly. Because I know for a fact that this man had ballot box. How many ballot boxes that they had that they done print out and write out and stamp out and sign out? Switch ballot boxes. All in this business. He know what he's doing. And let me tell you something. I got big up my little sis, Melly Mell, because you know I go by them. Her grandmother raised me, helped mind me. She's saying is facts. Proud of the job that she's doing. What they are doing, and that man needs to come out. Guyanese needs to come out and fight and speak out. You can't jail everybody.
Straight.
Anytime the Orana Mohamed, Guyanese need to come out and fight. Because it's not free and fair. What, the man running, let the man run. You running, y'all run. See who's gonna win the race.
I telling you.
That election already done win and swing the over guy. Nigga, I know is that bringing them people down out. They ain't coming out.
I telling you, I don't lie.
That bringing them out. You know it's money hungry. Yo, they want to let you people go. God gonna make you let them go.
It's crazy, yo. I know you see the cash grant thing. The cash grant thing is where them man end up using for get people name. And I feel them man using the cash grant thing after they get them name, them man gonna do boom, put them name. I got a feeling something like that might happen. Because I'm not gonna tell no lie. You understand? I got a feeling people we got for ready there on we agitation. I telling you for a fact, this election is disturbance. I telling you, scrub. Them man back in power for 5 more years. Oh my God. Whoever go against them in this year, y'all better move, roll out, find somewhere else to live. Cause if they go back in power, oh me, man. Well, I tell you, if this is what's going on now, me know what's gonna happen just now. What's gonna really happen just now? What's gonna happen? This is what you wanna know. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Firefield.
Yes, I.
Bro, well, you got me laughing when you say if the man go back in power for 5 years trying to do the Western whistle, but he's gonna become a Western tongue again.
I telling you, bro, you know this. What all who violate and all who
Yo,
talk where you talk, make your movements, cause them man gonna deal with you, no? Alright? Them man gonna deal
I,
with you, no?
here I sorry for the people that I got down
This
there,
was
bro.
saying, bro.
People like we out there, we got we thing, but we
This,
got
yeah,
rights,
this what he's saying, for
we got
real.
protection still. Oh, there is a restaurant and Wild West.
Ja.
Only the man upstairs, the puppet master, like I told you, yes,
Ja.
the man, bro.
Telling you,
But
man. It hard.
Mohammed is a big threat.
Yeah,
A
man. A
big threat.
big threat.
And this thing with Jaguar Mohammed, not me if and all I'm getting it. It's about the money I keep saying.
Mm-hmm.
Jaguar wanna be the richest person in Guyana.
This it.
That's why he shut down Mohammed business license
Business.
them. Now he
Yeah.
get sanctioned. Never tell you the country to shut down the business, but you take away all the man business
I
license so
tell
that he
you,
can't
bro.
make no more money. But the man get money for spend till when he dead and he could spend it when he dead
I
still.
telling you.
All
There's so
right.
much money. Spirit could spend it when he gone. I
There you go. All right. People, open your eyes, come
Yeah,
out
man.
and vote,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
And
Straight.
vote for the reason of
Right.
upliftment,
This
not
it.
for downfall.
That is it.
Stop being a party favor. All right, that's my take.
Love, my brother. Love. I always appreciate you when you come through. You know what I mean? I got to store your name by. For real. I got to store your name so I could, you know? Yeah, bro. Somebody was calling and I got to call him back. Renee. All right. You got you gonna live long, girl. I just said I'm gonna call you back.
Lo, here what me know you went and I checking for you just now and I ain't seeing nothing popping up like they're trying to sabotage this thing, boy.
I telling you, they can't do it. They can't do
You
it, my sister.
understand? Even when I watch my other show, it's like I got look.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I
Anyway,
wanted to say, this is big up to all my people who listening, my Guyanese people. Listen, we gotta fight for Guyana.
I telling you.
You understand? Guyana is home. You understand? We gotta fight for Guyana.
Hmm.
If you watch carefully, these people wanna take over Guyana and get rid of all the black people there. Understand? Because this morning and before I've been listening to Gaddafi and this man Jordan, whatever come on saying, they're bringing the Indians them from all walk of life and putting them for be nurses
Mm.
and paying them 200 and something. I don't know how much money. 200
Wow.
something, thousand something, but what the equivalent to the paying them in US. Y'all see how this government wicked? The Guyanese, them, they ain't giving the money. You see what they want to do? Guyanese people gonna become um we call it in the own country. I can't find the word to say.
I telling
But
you.
Guyanese people need to wake up and see what these coolie people going on with. Jack Dio going on like Guyana belongs to he.
Hmm.
You understand? Black people need to wake up and see what's going on. You understand? Because it's like you're trying to push out your own citizen for bringing people who's not Guyanese. You understand? And to me, it looked like Guyanese people are waking up and sees what really going on.
Hmm. Hmm. Straight.
Yeah, it's a serious situation, right? And then the coolie ones, them on the other side, got this whole racial war. And it's like every time these people in government, what I think the PPP party need to demolish for good. They should never have a party because every time they're in government, it's sheer lawlessness. You understand? It's sheer murder. You can't get no justice. It's like, it's crazy. You understand?
Hmm.
These people need to stop being scared of the PPP and they come out. If they want to throw everybody in jail, let them throw everybody in jail, but you got to stand up and fight back. You know?
Straight, sis. Straight.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Thank you, man. Yeah, man.
All right, pick up yourself, fire.
All time assist. Yeah, man. We gotta go out and vote. Got to go out and vote, bro. Cause we hear Mell said that. I hear a lot of. I tell you all already from the very first instant. I just got a feeling something is about to go down that we not gonna like. Something gonna happen, and we got to open we eyes. Hello, good night, good Good morning.
Fire, how do you get so soft? All the roughneck people like it. Please, get really soft like that. Wow.
Just a minute.
Something wrong.
Just a minute. Wait a minute.
Later.
All right. Somebody said, and y'all need to stop with this Indian talk and this Indian. We are all one. Put aside. But I understand where Renee is coming from, because I see Lady Karen in the comments said not all Indian people in Guyana is with the government and the bullshit. Okay? So a lot of Indians people we see right now, we could see it for a fact that there's so much Indian brothers and sisters coming out right now and speaking upon the government with their foolishness. No lie. Hello, good morning.
Blessed morning to your followers, bro. One thing we have to remember, if we continue to listen to Glenn Lau, we're going to find all what we need to find. But you know why? People believe Glenn Lau talking a set of shit.
Yeah.
Excuse my language.
I know.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Glenn Lau, if you take your time and listen to Glenn Lau is telling us in 10 years to come, we will be beggars on the street.
Yeah, buddy.
See what happened to Venezuela? This is what's going to happen to Guyana. Soon come. But we're not taking him serious.
No.
We just laughing and mugging him and saying, oh, look, we talking because he doing it to he people then, and we workers. Listen to what the man is saying. Man is saying straightforward. Guyana need to wake up. And anytime you see they do anything to Mohamed, the old Guyana need to come out and block every single thing in Guyana. Thus, everything should stop run. Because you're seeing his victimization throughout. Mohamed is a threat all the time to them.
I telling you, brother. Love that.
Have a blessed morning.
Yeah, man. Same to the eye. Yes, right? And the caller got a point with we they're saying there. Anything for go down like that, we need to roll out more sicker. Let me jump into this piece of video here, sir. Made by a spot from credible source and what he was saying. Yo, y'all think it's joke? Listen. And listen clearly, my brothers and sisters. Because y'all don't know how we do it over here, so. Yes, right, man.
Very informal, and as I was picking up a lap or two around the national park, I decided, you know what better place to talk. Please and thank you. We got some guys who are tending to the trees here in the national called the Infectious Disease Center. We call it the COVID Hospital. That's the street name for it, the COVID Hospital. But the Infectious Disease Center that was founded under the ACNUR AFC coalition. I remember they said they came and met a shell. they come and met a shell. Folks, share the light for us. Smash that emoji button for us. So when I heard them this morning talking about a shell, you could understand my confusion. I thought they were talking about the COVID hospital. Irfan said they are creating some shells so that when businesses come, you know, you get a kind of a ready-made building with facilities, with lights, with they're just giving land now, you know. You're getting them boys giving you a shell. A shell. It's interesting. Here's some of what he said.
This is another example of what we're doing to stimulate employment. Building shells like these for nearshoring jobs, for the call center, for outsourcing services like accounting and auditing. We're training the young people, upskilling them, giving them the opportunity to do this type of work, but building these shells for major corporations and international businesses to come and establish themselves. We have built similar shells in Berbice, which are now fully occupied. We have one in Enmore, Tushin. We're expanding to Region 10, and this is the shell that we have built here in Essequibo. We're doing 2 such here in Essequibo. This one is completed, and we're currently working with different stakeholders.
Yeah, you heard that? They ain't gonna do their own PR. But again, this whole issue of a shell is jumping out of us, jumping out at us. Now, you'll hear them talk about how booming the economy is. It looks nice on paper, how, you know, the influx of businesses and they're building these shells to accommodate these businesses. that might come here that want to open facilities. You hear him talk about training and all that. It sounds nice. It sounds nice, but I think as far as brought up is the person who said, we not only got to read what is on the line, but what is between the lines as well. Folks, you can forgive us today. Let me make a quick detour. You can forgive us today if we cannot give you guys a shout out. Being not so close to the monitor wouldn't allow me to see all the names, but folks, we're bigging y'all up nonetheless. We're thinking about y'all, and we know that you're going to share the live. We know that you're going to smash that emoji button for us. We know that you're going to partner with us as well as we jump off from shells. We use that as a starting point. You had the COVID hospital, them boys called it a shell and they ridicule it. Now the billion shells is up. If shells was a new AFC idea, the thief in the idea. The thief in the idea of shells. You know, so the billing shells, as you heard here from there, talking about. It's interesting to hear they talk about all of these businesses that are going to come, but then telling us about the businesses that are going. For the next 25 minutes or so, that's what I want to talk to you about. I mean, it's sad for our country. The businesses are closing. You heard me right. You wouldn't hear Irfan Ali and Bar Jagdio, and you wouldn't hear Anil Nandalan and Ashni Singh and the Prime Minister. You wouldn't hear them talk about businesses closing, because that doesn't fit into the narrative of the fastest growing economy in the world. It doesn't fit into high income country. It doesn't fit into largest GDP per capita. It doesn't fit into that kind of narrative. So they won't talk about it. You're sharing the live. The guys are chopping at this tree here, distracting me a little bit. I hope they keep themselves safe. Some beautiful, beautiful greenery. When last you all come in the park, yeah? When last you all come in the national park? I come here as often as I can, as I said, to just re-energize and to go again. And today I decided I'm going to sit down and talk with you guys here for our podcast, Below the Belt, that we started back yesterday. We ran for about 30-35 minutes. If we need to stay longer, definitely we will. But we got another 25 minutes watching us here. What I saw recently, and what lots of Guyanese woke up to quite recently, is the news that Crosscutters Supermarket, a Trinidadian franchise, it had its main outlet on Sheriff Street. Crosscutters were closing the doors. Crosscutters were closing their doors. Now, when we give you guys all this information, it's not for you folks to keep it to yourselves. You got to talk to your family, talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors. You know, now might be a good time to talk to your frenemies as well about these issues. Crosscutters Supermarket, a Trinidadian franchise, located on Sheriff Street, closed its doors to that particular location. And part of what the news reporting on this said is that they were consolidating their operations at its farm location on the east bank of Demerara. Not only did they close the doors to its Sheriff Street location, but it was so decisive, it sold the property. It sold the property there on Sheriff Street. So again, when I hear Irfan talking about the shells, you know, y'all say, everything nice, big business, things booming here. If things booming, why Crosscutters close the door? Why did they shut down their operations, consolidate, closing the Sheriff Street location and selling the property? That's interesting. That's interesting. Now, the chief executive officer, one Amardat Prasad, he said was too much competition from nearby Chinese supermarkets, several of which opened recently, 7 of which are of recent vintage. This is what Amardat Prasad, the CEO of Crosscutters, told the press. Several of which, forcing them to close. Now, I want you all to understand this in this context. Last year, about 60 business owners in Guyana, 60 business owners wrote to Irfan Ali, telling Bar Jagdio about these Chinese businesses. And let me put it in particular context. They express serious apprehension about the proliferation of non-naturalized Chinese-owned businesses. That's what I wanted to underscore. Non-naturalized Chinese-owned businesses. Again, this was 60 businessmen. This was in the press. But I know, folks, so much has been happening that sometimes, you know, some of it gets lost in translation. So much happening on a daily basis. I have no doubt some of you guys might have forgotten this already, but that's why we are here. Have no fear. Stay calm. We're here. 60 Chinese businesses. And I remember the vice president saying to this country, oh, they're going to look into it. I remember businesses in Mabaruma crying out, businesses elsewhere crying out about this proliferation. You go down the very Sheriff Street, not only where Crosscutters used to be, but for the length of Sheriff Street. And you would see that proliferation of Chinese, as the report says, non-naturalized Chinese-owned businesses. And these businessmen, they expressed serious apprehensions about this proliferation. Now, folks, after you share the live for us, after you smash that emoji button for us, I could see some of you saying, well, these are not call centers. Irfan talked about opening these call centers, creating these shells. They didn't like the shell, according to them, that it was the COVID center. But their shells, listen to Irfan pitch on the shells that they are creating. They are creating these shells for these offshore businesses as they were. Now, interestingly, I grant you that Crosscutters, they aren't, they're not in the same bracket with BPOs. Right? They're not in the same bracket as these BPOs. But several BPOs have closed as well. So who is Irfan? Who is Bar Jagdeo and Nandalal and Ashni Singh? Who are they selling this dream to? Intel had an operation on Camp Street. It closed down.
Wow, look at her. All these good choices, and it's not even 8 a.m. That's really going to change things.
Your call is exposed to the fullest. You say, my brothers and sisters, if y'all ain't really, you see at this time here, sir, election around the corner. We done in what, June, July, August. Right? Guys, the amount of craziness is going on. When I hear these things here, sir, it's not no lie. Them is come sell a set of dreams. But they don't tell we these are the stuff that we don't know what's going on. Your side, man. Straight. No joke.
Based in Jamaica, Intel announced plans late last year, right, to close its larger customer call center in Guyana. They closed, and they said full operations were ceasing by November 30th, 2024. So Intel has gone. Intel has closed down. Officially, they said they were shutting down by the 31st of December, 2024. That was the operation of Intel. And it's these kinds of company, if an Ali says, they are building these shells to accommodate. But Intel has closed. Now, this closure of Intel, listen to this part. This closure of Intel has led to a loss of over 400 jobs. 400 jobs. They were established in 2021, right? And they were established by acquiring another BPO company called Emerge. This is the business processing outsourcing, or business process outsourcing. This is what they do. They have these call center. The labor is cheaper in countries like ours. The labor is cheaper here, so they outsource their call center activities to countries like ours, and we're happy. We're happy for the jobs, right? Here is what Intel listed as some of their reasons for closing. These are things Irfan wouldn't tell you about as you're making the pitch for the shells, right? Here are the reasons. They talk about rising costs of doing business in Guyana. In labor here is supposed to be cheaper, and here is Intel talking about the rising cost of doing business in Guyana, right? Even as the economy expands, the report says, it talked about the impact and challenges of retaining clients as well, right? And if you think this was perhaps a worldwide phenomenon, while Intel was closing in Guyana, the reports tell us that Intel was expanding in Jamaica. So how do you par that? How do you reconcile that? If you want to say maybe something that was happening globally, how do you reconcile that while they were shuttering their business here, the business interests here, they were expanding in Jamaica? Now this...
We're going to pause it there for a bit. Yo, this will show you that there's total craziness going on. You sight me? And this is why I keep telling people. They got so much that we don't know is going on. Now it look like say Jack Dio and them man and Donald Trump is whole hand. Because all the businesses them that is in Guyana is crying out. And we're not talking about the businesses that created in Guyana. I'm talking about businesses from other countries like these, from Jamaica. You understand? We even see the call center that locked down, closed down. These guys are trying to drain these fellas right now. A lot of persons are out of job. What's up, sweetie? You up here? Okay. You want to say hi? You want to say hi to the people?
I can't.
Say hi. Huh? You okay? Okay, daddy baby. Use daddy little baby. All you could watch is the turntable for going play around me turntable. Mm-hmm.
But
And what?
I see some boogies.
Okay, when daddy finish, you're gonna get to play, okay? Alright, daddy love you. The co-host. High five. Yay, that's my baby. Yeah, man. Oh, you wanna come throw back? Alright, put this down. Throw back. Alright. Throw back with me there. This is you show too. Okay? Alright. Yeah, guys, you know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. But we gotta go and vote at the end of the day. Although I feeling something sticky, we still gotta go out and vote. Now this is what these people that are running the country is doing. Selling dreams that everything is all right, yo. Money making. We spent 2 point this billion and we spent this 0.6 billion and we did that. Remember now there's a guy in East. Remember now we full upstairs, we know. Enough that we don't know enough of these figures with these man them calling with is if it is nothing. We just some people just run with it like, oh what? All the money. But the real factor, like what you just heard, that businesses are closing down in Guyana because why? The government trying to drain them right now. You understand? I tell you all, these men them 5 more years in Guyana, God knows by. You see it? Yeah, man, God knows. Real thing. I just ask God for watch over me kids them. Make sure they're all right. Make sure they're good.